Hey guys, welcome to Lake Stevens Auto Detailing. Today we've got this 2016 Dodge Caravan that was kind of used as a work vehicle. It was sitting around for a while, so it's kind of dirty on the outside. It's got some kind of moss algae buildup on the sides there, some mildew, and then the roof is also not looking so great. As you can see, it's got kind of pollen and gunk on there from trees and stuff, so it's going to need a real good scrub on the outside, decontamination. We'll put some paint protection on because, as you can tell, it's been quite a while since it's seen any vehicle cleaning love. And yeah, just all along the edges and seals and stuff, there's a bunch of mold and gunk, so I'll have to blast that out. And this thing's going to need quite a bit of work before it gets back to new condition. Unfortunately, it was used to store hay for a while. I guess they're having some transmission issues, and at the time when that was going on, it was kind of around COVID, so they weren't able to get it into the transmission shop, and it was used to store hay, and it kind of destroyed the inside of the van. It's got hay in every nook and cranny and orifice in this thing, and this is going to be quite the monumental task to remove it. We've got hours and hours of vacuuming and drill brushing and using the tornador. There was stuff stuck in underneath every single trim panel and every little nook and cranny in the seat and stuff, so I warned them it wouldn't be possible to get it all out without removing the entire interior of the van, which wouldn't even be cost effective to do. So I just did the best I could with what I had, and this thing was pretty rough, so putting the work in and getting 90% of it, that'll make a huge difference. So as you can see, the hay it blew in everywhere, and we got quite a bit of work ahead of ourselves. So let me know if you've ever seen hay like this in a vehicle. I'd say hay belongs in a trailer or the back of a truck bed, because it's much easier to just leaf blow it out, wash it out inside the interior of a vehicle, even though minivans can store hay and stuff like that. Not really suggested. Repercussions of all that are kind of severe, because it just gets everywhere, and as you can tell, it's quite the mess. So I've got quite the project ahead of myself. This detail ended up taking about 10 hours, just the scope and condition of the vehicle. This one was rough, and it kind of wiped me out, but I can get the vehicles in and work on the ones that are wanting to pay, so that's what I do. Anyway, I decided to wear a mask because there's so much crud in the vehicle, so much hay dust and dirt and stuff like that, that when I was blowing it around, even though I had all the doors and the trunk open, I didn't want to be breathing that in. So I wore a mask while I was kind of vacuuming and blowing things out, drill brushing real bad spots, especially the first couple passes. So that kind of helped for my own safety, just not breathing in that fine little particles of hay dust and dirt and stuff like that. If I'm speaking honestly, if I got another vehicle like this where the interior was like in this condition with the hay, I probably wouldn't accept it, just because the amount of work trying to get that straw and hay out, and then still having it stuck in the little pieces of the seat and underneath the trim panels and underneath the carpet and stuff. It's just not worth it, because it just keeps coming out and keep coming out. I mean, I can get a large majority of it, but then you move the seats around, knock things around a little bit, and more drops down. So it's just really hard to get it all completely cleaned out. I mean, I did the best I could, but it just seems like a never-ending nightmare when you've got hay particles stuck everywhere in the vehicle. So if I had to do this over again in the future, I probably would not take a vehicle that's got straw or hay or alfalfa in it that's to this extent, just because it's really hard to get it all out and get it completely cleaned. So I want to give the customer the best job that I can, and when you've got hay coming out every 10 seconds from a new little location, it's kind of maddening and frustrating at the same time, because you want to give the customer a clean car, but with something in this condition, it's not really possible to give them a completely perfect vehicle. So anyway, yeah, something to think about. So like I said earlier, it took me about 10 hours to do this detail inside and out. I think the overall breakdown was about 7.5 hours on the interior, about 2 hours on the outside, and then half hour just for touch-ups and final little checking for misses and stuff like that. So yeah, this thing, even though it was 2016 and it's only 8 years old, you can tell it's been used quite hard and hasn't really been kept up. So you always kind of face a pretty good challenge when you get a vehicle like this, because you're coming into pretty rough condition and you just try to do the best job that you can, and just try to set the customer expectations not too high, because you can't give them a perfect vehicle with something like this, but you can give them a drastically better, improved vehicle, something that's gonna look a whole lot better, and they won't be breathing in the hay dust and grit all the time. So that's also a good thing, because look at the back seats on the floor. It's bad. I mean, they must have been storing hay and moving hay around for quite some time, because it's not like you just threw a couple bales in there and then that was the end of it. I feel like they shoved hay in here and they used it to move the hay around quite a bit, because it's everywhere. It's not just like lightly on the carpets or anything, but it's everywhere.